Food security is a priority. It translates to daily survival. It is the lens through which biodiversity becomes relevant, a way to convince people and governments that coral reefs are important even when everything else is falling apart. If we protect livelihoods and food security, the coexistence of people and nature is possible.
I have been very passionate about coral reefs since I first went underwater and saw a reef on an undergraduate marine biology field trip many years ago. Now that particular reef is significantly degraded today, but there is hope. It will require vocal and proactive interventions during all these upcoming regional and global meetings and negotiations. Now is the time to increase our collective efforts to secure positive outcomes for coral reefs in Kunming at the CBD Conference of the Parties.
Our sustainable use of coral reef resources is a cornerstone for the well-being and prosperity of millions of people from tropical countries and from small island developing states. ICRI's call to the Convention on Biological Diversity's Post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework is to save and nurture this wealth and recognize the flagship role coral reefs have in inspiring and measuring our sustainable future.
The Global Coral Reef Monitoring Network provides a really important baselines and opportunities so that we can track progress, and that matters greatly. The work of this network is particularly important to the Post-2020 Global Biodiversity Framework because it will reflect the scientific leaps and bounds that enable us to identify, to monitor, to report, and to adjust benchmarks. So this will increase the chances of delivering on the clear and ambitious targets for the Global Biodiversity Framework.
there is no dispute that climate change is the most serious threat to the health of coral reefs worldwide, and global action is needed to reduce emissions. As a guardian of arguably the most recognised reef in the world, the Great Barrier Reef, Australia has had a long-standing commitment to look at how we support the positive future of our reefs and global coral reefs. If we can act together, if we can make a difference to secure the future of coral reefs for generations to come, this will be critical for our own environmental, biodiversity and human need.
Enormous efforts have been devoted to protecting and preserving coral reefs, but the scale of pressures facing corals, combined with their enormous vulnerability, makes it all more difficult to change the tide for these magnificent ecosystems. The work of the Global Coral Reef Monitoring Network is essential for achieving the goals of the Convention on Biological Diversity.